Part 2 of the alternate future of Europe. Modern-day Germany is 40 miles from the French border. This northern German state, along with Prussia, have very good relations. So both of them decided, why don't we unite? That's a great idea, their idea, but a terrible idea for Germany. During the unification process, modern-day Germany knew that eventually Prussia would invade them. Prussia had different plans. They tried to start a pro-Prussia revolution inside of Germany. That way, they could, the revolutionaries would join them, so they wouldn't have to fight Poland and the southern countries south of the Prussian arm. So Prussia, Bavaria, and Prussia and the Kingdom of Austria-Hungary made the Central Alliance. Lithuania joins the Central Alliance along with Finland and the Ottomans. The Central Alliance wasn't really strong, though. So after persuading Switzerland and Liechtenstein, the Central Alliance was formed, meaning this would deter both sides from fighting. But on June 16th, Prussia's best deal happened. Well, in a kind of bad and good way. The North side were anti-Prussianists but hated the government. The Southeast were pro-Prussians and were pro-Prussia but anti-government. And the Southeast were basically radical Islamic terrorists. So the first battle happened in the north, which basically meant the collapse of the government. Prussia decided to intervene in the war, meaning yes, these guys, Prussia and these guys decided, let's unite. And they officially united on June 16th. Meaning Prussia was now officially in the war. Meaning yes, Prussia now had the entire alliance was now doing this together. So Prussia and Lithuania were at risk, mostly because Germany had modern-day tanks, and Lithuania also had modern-day stuff, but their army was small. But Prussia did tactics. With their with their slightly overconfident general staff, they managed to make three encirclements, even encircling the rip walls. The terrorist group soon collapsed, and Prussia was now the North German Confederation. Now, the southern German states, Bavaria, Brandenburg, and Kannenberg, which Prussia really wanted to annex into their empire, which didn't really want to. They only promised to join if France was deemed a threat by them. Well, France knew that if Prussia wanted to declare war, they didn't have a reason to. This German state decided to join Prussia. Officially join Prussia. Decided they had held elections, and yes, the entire country said yes to this idea. And France had a border with Prussia. Prussia wanted to annex Alsace-Lorraine. Well, they didn't really want to annex it. They just wanted it to cause a little bit of tension. But first, they had to stabilize their country. So after a bunch of stabilizing tricks and stuff, Prussia stabilized their country and now had a very low chance of rebellions. Meanwhile, in France, the alliance almost collapsed. You see, the French alliance almost collapsed because the Baltic countries didn't feel safe in the alliance anymore. Italy felt like to leave, and Poland felt like to leave too. So Poland decided to leave. Poland, Italy, and most of the Baltic countries made the Balkan Entente, meaning they officially left the faction. Poland and Belarus, Ukraine, and Georgia and the Caucasus Republic made the anti-Russian and Ottoman alliance. Soon Romania and Windenberg and Pannon and Cannon joined. Spain just left the alliance entirely. Same thing with Portugal. France had to dismantle the alliance because they had too few members. Meanwhile, in the Libyan Civil War, there wasn't really much happening until Prussia decided, let's go help Libya and stop the rebels. Let's go help those rebels. Prussia supported the rebels because they wanted democracy, a proper functioning democracy, and to execute all those illegal guys. So they started slowly expanding. The rebels started slowly expanding, but that was the only expanding. But then, the first encirclement. Bam! Prussia and 30,000 soldiers annexed the eastern side, but that wasn't the last thing that happened. Up next was that ISIS, which was still functioning, because they just got annexed and kicked out of Syria and Iraq, because the Ottomans made a major push, meaning the government collapsed. It was now or never. Also, these guys had to change the color because their colors are too similar. The rebels, who wanted actual democracy and had a corrupt thing, managed to encircle some stuff. But then, two UN resolutions later, it's a paperwork. ISIS collapsed and just became the Central Republic of Libya and the People's Republic of Libya. Meaning, yes, the Libyan Civil War was over. But the borders looked weird. This is Somalia. So you think now Europe was under peace for a long 100 years. But something was stirring up in Asia that would kind of end that 1500-year peace. That was India versus China and Pakistan. And that was Pakistan versus India, round 3. Pakistan declared war on India. The small puppet joined. Then Iran joined. Then Saudi Arabia joined. Then Yemen, India, and China and Mongolia joined. But guess what? Russia joined. And then the United States, and then China joined. And then the United States of America joined. Eastern Europe thought, nah, let's not do that during this war right now. See, the major front was the Indian-Pakistan front, the Saudi Arabian-Iran front, the Saudi Arabian front, and the Russian-Indian front, which was basically 3 meters wide. So the first things first, who invaded the borders first? Well, the first person to invade the borders was Saudi Arabia. Pakistan successfully invaded their borders. Russia also successfully annexed their borders. China-Russian front didn't really exist because they didn't want to fight each other. Because Siberia was too cold. Siberia is too cold. Everybody knows that. Siberia is too cold. So everybody was fighting here. So first, Saudi Arabia took this from Iran. Pakistan took over the border. But the Saudi Arabian Pakistan front didn't start until May of 2020. So the May of 2020 front started. 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 So it wasn't really big. Pakistan made a small push in Saudi Arabia. But unlike Iran hated Saudi Arabia's guts. So on June 17th, they launched a successful campaign that took all this. The United States of America. Oh no. Philippine Islands, Taiwan, Cambodia. Shut down Roblox for quickly. The United States of America. We had this base that was kind of like Guam. Joined Saudi Arabia. Bloop. Because they're allies. Basically meaning Iran is going to probably quickly lose that stuff. So the United States was moving their entire military over to the bait, a huge chunk of the military over. Pakistan and India were having squabbles, pushbacks, and squabbles. The Pakistan-India front was the most deadly front because both sides on the Pakistan-India front used chemical weapons. And that was true with the India-Russian front. Russia didn't use chemical weapons, but India did, and they even dropped a bunch of atomic bombs. These atomic bombs were shown as red. They dropped one here. They dropped one on St. Petersburg. They dropped one here. They dropped one on this nuclear storage, and they even dropped one beside Moscow, that to grow. They also dropped one on here, and here. The United States, seeing this could become a nuclear war, quickly put sanctions on India and Pakistan because Pakistan bombed New Delhi here, and here. And here. Iran bombed Dubai